Opening credits. Save your marriage. How to rebuild broken trust and reconnect with your spouse no matter how far apart you've drifted. Written by Shirley Cole. Narrated by Brooke Pillifant. Introduction. Having to navigate the murky, confusing world of relationships is one of the trickier aspects of being human. Any relationship can be difficult, but romantic relationships are the most confusing and hardest to handle of all. When it comes to romantic relationships, it doesn't get much harder than marriage. When you swear vows to another person that are meant to last until death or divorce, you enter into a formal bond with that person, regardless of the relationship you had before or the time you've already spent together. Getting married changes things significantly. Ending a marriage is not a relatively simple task like breaking up with someone, but a complicated and lengthy legal procedure. When you get married, the whole nature and atmosphere of the relationship you have with your partner changes. Suddenly, things are far more committed and serious, even though nothing physical has changed. You both still look the same, sound the same, even feel the same as you did when you were dating or engaged. What has changed is your attitude and mindset, along with that of your spouse. It's a subtle change, one that you might not even notice at first, but it's there. You're both in it for the long haul now, is the thinking, for better or worse. When you get married, you undertake a different stage in the journey you're on with your partner. There is far more expectation placed upon the relationship by both you and your friends and family. People talk about you differently and make references to the fact that you're now married. Again, the effect is subtle and the change often unnoticeable. After all, you might tell yourself, you're still the same couple you've always been. If anything, you can only be more in love now, right? Things can only get better from here because you're legally bound to one another. While marriage is certainly a beautiful and fulfilling experience, it can, and does, add a certain extra level of strain to things. Particularly as after you get married, you're statistically more likely to consider buying a house, have children, and look for more challenge and financial reward from your job. The strain created by being married and all the life development that comes with it can put you under an immense amount of pressure. It also has a nasty habit of bringing to light other difficulties in your relationship and personal lives as a result. This is why the divorce rate approaches 50% of all marriages. Making a marriage go the distance is a very hard thing to do. In the not-so-distant past, divorce was not a common occurrence like it is today. In fact, it was very difficult to get a divorce at all, unless you had a satisfactory reason. The culture of the time was that once a couple married, they stuck together through thick and thin. Of course, this didn't mean that people simply forced themselves to be happy. Miserable married couples have always been a common occurrence, but they found a way to make it work. These days, the comparative ease of getting a divorce has seen divorce rates skyrocket. People are often quick to blame their spouses for the problems in their life and relationship, and can easily convince themselves that the grass could be greener with someone else. Often, though, people who remarry are even more likely to divorce again. At some point, you have to stop blaming your partner, look in the mirror, and take full stock of the reasons why your marriage isn't working. The alternative to doing this is a lifetime of failed relationships and miserable marriages. If your marriage is broken and doesn't make either you or your spouse happy, it's a one-way road. Sooner or later, you're headed for divorce. The problems you face won't just go away of their own accord. Working through such issues is a matter of being able to change the way you view them in the first place. Throughout my career as a professional therapist, I've seen the same problems over and over again. When I meet the vast majority of my married, counseling-seeking clients for the first time, fixing the issues in their relationship and saving their marriage is the main priority. But it's something that feels perpetually out of reach. There's always another argument, another flashpoint for conflict, and another fight. Sometimes there's been lying and infidelity, so perhaps the trust they shared is gone. Their marriage is on the rocks, and they're looking for a way to save it. My role is to step in and try to alter the way they view their marriage, their problems, and themselves. It's not enough to just help a couple stay together, however. There's
Sample complete. Ready to continue?